We're reading Not Your Typical Dragon, and it's written by Dan Bar-El. Not Your Typical Dragon. Crispin Blaze was born into a proud family of fire-breathing dragons. Every blaze breathes fire, explained his father. I breathe fire. Your mother breathes fire. Tomorrow, when you turn 7, you'll breathe fire too. And you can see on the wall his family pictures, and they all breathe fire. Every little dragon imagined all the forests he would burn down, and he dreamed all the castles he would destroy. He also considered boiling water to make tea, but he didn't tell that to his father. He's destroying forests and castles, and he's boiling water for tea. The next day, Crispin sat among family and friends as a big cake was brought to the table. Who will light the birthday candles? His mother asked. I will, declared Crispin. He could feel a tingling inside his tummy. He opened his mouth, but fire did not come out. What do you think came out of his mouth instead? He didn't breathe fire. What do you think is?
Smoke.
What do you think? You think he just made smoke?
Yeah.
Whipped cream came out. Crispin! Shouted his father. Dragons breathe fire. What will the neighbors think? Worried his mother. I love whipped cream, said his little sister Ashley. The little dragon was whisked off to the doctor the very next day. Please fix my son, demanded Crispin's father. What seems to be the problem? Asked the doctor. Crispin opened his mouth and breathed, but fire did not come out. That's his dad taking him to the doctor. So now what do you think came out of his mouth?
Popcorn.
Popcorn?
I think pizza.
Band-Aids came out. I see, said the doctor gravely. Dragons should breathe fire, insisted Crispin's father. We are low on Band-Aids, mumbled the nurse. The doctor sent Crispin home with medicine. He swallowed 2 teaspoons before going to school. It will help you become a real dragon, said his father with a wink. After school, Crispin joined his first fire-breathing practice. One by one, little dragons aimed their fiery breath at stacks of logs until they burst into flames. Crispin stepped up confidently. He could feel the medicine bubbling in his belly. But when he opened his mouth, fire did not come out. There he is, drinking his medicine. But fire didn't come out at fire-breathing practice. What do you think came out?
Band-Aids.
No, he already had Band-Aids. Now,
Pizza.
marshmallows came out. Dragons breathe fire, yelled the coach. Isn't that right, class? The other dragons didn't answer. They were too busy looking for pointy sticks for marshmallow roasting. I guess I'm not a real dragon, Crispin thought. He was worried that his family would be disappointed, so he ran away from home. He's sad. The world can be a scary place for a little dragon who can't breathe fire. Crispin found a dark cave. I'll be a fearless dragon all by myself. I won't bother anyone, and no one will bother me. He found a cave. An hour later, a visitor came. Who's outside the cave? I am Sir George, squeaked the thin, shiny knight. Show yourself, dragon. Crispin shuffled out of the cave. A thin, shiny knight held up his slimy, thin, shiny sword. Do your worst, dragon. Crispin opened his mouth, but fire did not come out. Now I wonder what's gonna come out. Soap bubbles came out. Don't you breathe fire, dragon? Crispin shook his head. I can't. Sir George moaned. But my father insists that I fight a fire-breathing dragon. It even says here in my book, in What Your Typical Dragon Breathes Fire. I'm not your typical dragon, explained Crispin. Sir George signed. I can't go home. Me neither, Crispin nodded. But then he had an idea. Maybe your book could tell us what to do. So there they are. They're looking at the nice book. Oh, of course! Sir George scrambled through the pages. It says it probably just your diet. Sir George fed Crispin spicy curry, scorching chili, and blistering salsa. Crispin opened his mouth, but fire did not come out. See, he's pouring chili and salsa, but instead of fire, red party streamers came out. At least they're the right color, said the Knight George kindly. And it looks like fire too. Sir George searched through the book again. Aha! It says it's probably your attitude. Sir George showed Crispin how to look mean and angry enough to breathe fire. Crispin opened his mouth, but fire did not come out. Stuffed, cute, cuddly teddy bears came out. Said George. Maybe we have to take a step backwards. It's no use, Crispin sighed. I'm just not your typical dragon. Oh, look at his eyes. He looks kind of sad. But Sir George was not ready to give up. The book says you're too stressed. Sir George made Crispin close his eyes. While he described a quiet, relaxing day at the ocean. Do you feel calm? Now imagine 100 shiny knights attacking you. Crispin opened his mouth, but fire did not come out. Beach balls came out. Well, that's just plain weird. Secretly, Sir George was glad that Crispin couldn't breathe fire. He liked the little dragon and didn't want to fight him. And Crispin liked the shiny knight too, but he missed his parents. Sir George, it's getting dark. I want to go home. He wants to go home. The shiny knight patted him on the back. Don't worry, little dragon. I will take you. Crispin's parents were relieved when he arrived home safely. Sir George was about to say goodbye when they heard a shout. There you are, boy! What on earth are you doing playing with fire-breathing dragons? He's my friend, whispered Sir George. And besides, he doesn't breathe fire. Do you think the dad will be mad?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I think so.
A dragon that doesn't breathe fire? That's the silliest thing I've ever heard. The shiny man laughed. So silly. A dragon that doesn't breathe fire. Crispin's father stormed out of the house. My son is not silly. He may not breathe fire, but I certainly do. And Crispin's father let out powerful spray of flame. Oh my God. Look at Dad's throwing fire at Do your worst, declared the shiny man. But then the flames scorched the lawn. That's enough, honey, Crispin's mother said. The flames singed the fence. You've made your point, dear. Now stop showing off, she scolded. Then the flames ignited the roof. Crispin's father panicked. I can't stop breathing fire! You burned down the house! Cried the mother. You burned down the whole neighborhood! Dragons came running from all directions. See, there's a fire catching on the roof. The dragons came running from all directions. They knew how to start fires, but no one knew how to stop them. Crispin suddenly felt a tingling in his tummy. He felt a bubbly in his belly, and he opened his mouth, but fire did not come out. Do you think maybe Crispin knows how to stop the fire?
Yeah. No.
So what do you think's gonna come out of his mouth?
Bubbles?
You think bubbles? Bubbles stop fire?
Yeah.
What else stops fire?
Marshmallows.
No, I don't think marshmallow stops fires. What do you do when you want to put fire out? You pour what?
Water.
A gush of water shot out. Crispin aimed the water at his father's flame. He saved his home. He even saved the shiny man, who wasn't looking so shiny anymore. Hooray for Crispin! Everyone shouted. So he did shoot water out.
We guess you're right.
On Crispin's next birthday, there was a big party. Family and friends came from all over the land. Sir George and his family came too. Lots of dragons were dancing. They're dancing. How do you dance at a party? They're dancing. Crispin stood with his mouth wide open. Fire still did not come out. Music came out instead. Your son, said an old uncle to Crispin's father. He's not your typical dragon, is he? No, replied Crispin's father proudly. My son is something else. There is music coming out of his mouth. Look. That's funny.
Because they're having a party.
Yeah. And he jumped and he danced to Crispin's music too. The end. Did you like my story?
Yeah.
I hope so. This was a silly story about a dragon who doesn't breathe fire. And he made friends with a knight. All right. Well, we'll wait for next story time. Bye.
Bye.